Welcome to lesson 3. In lesson 3 we're going to be exploring a new technique, moving away from drawing. We're going to be looking at collage. So collage comes from the French verb coller, which means to stick, which funnily enough is actually the last thing that I would advise you to do when you're creating any collage. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to get a newspaper or a magazine or a catalogue, something that's going to have different versions of the same thing. In this case, I'm going to go with faces, and what I'm going to do is cut out lots of faces and then start combining them to create new faces. A really good artist to have a look at before you do this would be Hannah Hock. She's a German artist and was born in 1889. She was one of the first artists to be recognised for using collage to create surrealist images using found imagery of faces. What we're going to do next is to combine two things that you would not normally associate with each other. So I've got these pages from a cosmetics catalogue, and then I've got these images of fast food from a takeaway menu. Good artist to have a look at before you do this exercise where you're combining two things you wouldn't normally combine is Sammy Slabink, who does exactly that using images from vintage magazines and catalogues. What we've got here is two pieces of work that I've made using collage. In both of them I've used all the techniques we've covered so far: cutting, folding, tearing, and of course sticking. The first one is made from posters I've collected from walking around town, and the second one is made out of photographs I took whilst travelling last year. Another thing you might want to do is to cut out lots of the same thing and then rearrange them on your canvas. In this instance what I've done is gone through the supermarket magazine, cut out all the prices, and then it's just a case of sticking them down. Again, trying out lots of different arrangements. So here the focus is going to be more on colour, and I could of course tear those, fold those. Got different things on the other side. So now we're going to look at a short time lapse of a couple more collages I've made, again using the same techniques but without having the luxury of being able to choose the materials like I did in the previous two examples. So these are made from the sort of thing that you're going to have at home, the kind of things we've been using so far in the other exercises: magazines, menus, packaging. Just to finish off, here's 3 more artists who create some really interesting work using collage. You should definitely check them out before you have a go at making some of your own. First we have Boris Telegin, who uses scraps of paper, wood, polystyrene, board, all kinds of different materials to create abstract work based on letter forms. Some of it even starts to be 3-dimensional. Then we have Anastasia Savinova, who uses photographs of buildings from different cities all around the world to create these kind of surreal structures, surreal new buildings. And Vic Muniz, who uses rubbish and discarded objects to make giant portraits or recreations of famous artworks.